Thank you very much for coming to Improvement Better Daily. We reached the sharing of 100 articles in your subscribe, and still keep us growing. This is a great encouragement and achievement to me. I hope you can find warmth and tranquility from my words and voice. The article I'm sharing with you today is called 5 Tricks for Harmonious Married Life. It's about minimalistic relationships, straightforward communication. Let's listen together. Earlier, I read a book titled Minimalistic Relationships, written by Zhang Xihong, the former vice president of Amazon China. His experience is quite legendary, jumping 5 levels in 3 years, from intern to group general manager, becoming the earliest Chinese to become a director of a foreign company. The 5 methods he mentioned in breaking misconceptions and becoming a partner with the boss in the chapter resonated with me. I applied these 5 methods to our marital life, hoping they could inspire and provoke new thoughts for female friends. Women are always in a passive state, waiting for their husbands to pamper them like princesses. However, sociological research on gender relationships finds that in marriage, the side with relatively stronger resources such as appearance, education, job skills, personality, charm, etc., holds the power and dominance. So, women must change traditional notions. You should be in charge of your marriage rather than waiting for and relying on a man to make decisions for you. How can you take charge? You must take the initiative to acquire value or points. When you argue with your husband and have no value, you'll feel aggrieved. When you have value, he'll care about your feelings. When you chat with your husband and have no value, he thinks you're just nagging. When you have value, he'll find your words particularly reasonable. So, women should actively grasp the initiative, turning themselves into major shareholders in the marriage company. Only then can you truly achieve harmony and happiness in married life. I once watched an interview with a centenarian couple who had been married for 70 years. They held hands and took walks every day, wore matching outfits, and were deeply in love. They had a romantic agreement that their first words to each other every day must be "I love you" in a unique way without repetition. They said this agreement was made when they were 20 years old and in love, aiming to make their marriage last. Breaking the silence and expressing love in this way allows us to see the lovely and shining sides of each other, prompting us to observe each other earnestly. It might seem difficult for many because it's hard to control emotions when angry. However, if you can view your issues from a family perspective, you may not be ensnared in your small emotions. Breaking the silence requires 2 things: having the right mindset and having thick skin. Once you have these, breaking it isn't difficult. You can start with a gentle word, a sincere hug, or a goodnight wish. Thanks for listening so far. This channel is for everyone to improve better daily. If any of the words or sentences are helpful, then both my team and I will be very happy. Subscribing and following will help keep us moving forward. Let's get back to sharing. For marriage, sincerity is effective. Marriage needs to be as simple as possible to be stable. Not only should speech be simple, but interaction should also be sincere. Sincerity breeds trust, and trust brings security. Sincerity in marriage is the best protection for marital life, rather than deception, which only lead to suspicion and violation. Living with masks may be tolerated by men, but women often end up with suppressed illnesses. Loving each other sincerely, feeling each other's love, making each other's happiness a top priority, treating each other with goodwill and sincerity. You are good to me, I am good to you, and passing on this good continuation to the children will create a happy and warm family atmosphere. Some marriages are loving before marriage but become silent after. Some marriages are wonderful before marriage but end up in arguments after. Ultimately, it's inadequate communication that causes trouble. Emotional experts say communication is to marriage as blood circulation is to life. If blood doesn't flow, life ceases. If communication stops, marriage. So, in married life, both parties should be as tender and considerate as possible, avoid hurtful words, and refrain from casually criticizing each other. For example, women shouldn't always say men lack ambition, earn less money, or compare their husbands with others. Men shouldn't always argue about right and wrong, condescendingly criticize their wives for being immature. Instead, they should try to empathize, understand each other's needs, know that women need attitude and men need understanding. Don't speak without restraint. Mutual understanding leads to wise conversations. However, some couples may find themselves at loggerheads due to years of being stubborn. When both are adamant, it leads to a stalemate. There has to be someone willing to soften. The one who softens shouldn't feel they've lost out by being the first to yield. On the contrary, they're the ones who hold the initiative in the relationship. 5. Ultimate goal. Everyone is an independent individual with inherent differences. Therefore, in marriage, there's no need to insist on having common language in circles. Accepting differences while seeking common ground is the best state. However, in marriage, there must be a common ultimate goal. This goal will drive both individuals to think as a whole and face each other more earnestly from the perspective of us. It will generate more dependence and trust. This goal will establish a lifelong partnership, becoming a community of destiny. It connects both individuals' time, energy, abilities, emotions, regardless of changes in career, family structure, financial difficulties, or differences in career aspirations. They can be satisfactorily resolved. Therefore, good couples, the two individuals in life, always have a common goal. Without a common goal, it's easy for each to mind their own business. With a common goal, there are shared interests and a bond that cannot be broken. This concludes the article. Again, thank you for your patience. We publish new articles for you almost every day. I hope you gain new insights every day and open a beautiful new chapter in your life. Wrong ones part ways, right ones find their way. Till we meet again.